Today we are going to talk about commands. We use commands, or mandatos, to tell a person or group of people what to do or what not to do. Today we are going to be talking specifically about formal commands, which are used to address usted or ustedes. Two commands are slightly different, and we'll be talking about those later in the week. To conjugate verbs into formal commands, we are going to start with the present tense yo form of the verb and then switch the endings. So, AR verbs will now get ER endings, and ER-IR verbs will get AR endings. Let's start with an example. The yo form of the verb hablar is hablo. If you give it the opposite ending, it becomes hable. The same way, if we start with an ER verb like the verb leer, we take the yo form, which would be yo leo, and switch the ending to get lea. Hable and lea are the usted commands. To use them with ustedes, we just add an N. Let's not forget about stem changing verbs. If a verb has a stem change in the yo present tense form, it will still have a stem change in the command form. For example, the verb pedir is an E to I stem changing verb, making the yo form pido. Pensar is an E to IE stem changer, which makes the yo form pienso. If we take off the O on the end of these two verbs and switch the endings, we get pida and piense. Some verbs require a special spelling when you switch the ending. Verbs ending in car, gar, and zar are slightly irregular in the command form. Here are the new endings for these verbs. Here are a few examples. These are all car, gar, zar verbs. Buscar becomes busque. Jugar becomes juegue. And empezar becomes empiece. Don't forget to add an N to the end of the verb to make it an ustedes command. If a verb is irregular in the present tense yo form, meaning it doesn't end in O, it is also irregular in the command form. We can use the acronym SIDES to remember these verbs: saber, ir, dar, estar, and ser. The formal command forms of these verbs are sepa, vaya, de, esté, and sea. Y ahora vamos a practicar. Try some of these on your own. Conjugate the verb on the left based on the subject in parentheses. Remember, go to the yo and switch the endings. Don't forget stem changes, car, gar, zar verbs, and the irregulars. Here are the correct answers. The usted form of poner should be ponga. The ustedes form of venir should be vengan. And the ustedes form of caminar should be caminen. Let's see how these verbs work in complete sentences. If you wanted to tell someone to go to the store, you would say, vaya a la tienda. When I want to tell my students to start their homework, I would say, empiecen la tarea. ¿Hay preguntas? Bring your questions to class tomorrow. Remember to review this video as many times as you need to.